Hi, everyone. Zach is stupid.
I'm stupid. My phone is stupid.
His phone's stupid. We had all the news written down.
So I'm just going to go through all the news I was reading this week, and I'll just read it off. So give me your news thing.
Right,
Put it somewhere. You're not going to do anything cool like last week where you just go, news.
Maybe I will. Only Jesus knows.
Jesus isn't real. Jesus is, but Jesus isn't.
It's worried.
In Avengers news, Mark Ruffalo gave an interview where he said, "Marvel, we need more Black Widow merchandise for my daughters and nieces."
I don't agree.
Why?
Black Widow is stupid.
She was really good in the Avengers movie.
Still stupid.
Which, by the way, we saw again.
Yeah.
And it was even better the second time.
Our
review will be up sometime. It was supposed to be up last Saturday, but this one didn't want to record it.
Maybe we'll put it up when the DVD comes out.
That's a long way off.
It's so worth it, though.
Kate Mara, who plays Sue Summers in Fantastic Four. Okay. I think that's her name.
I don't think it is. But
Alright,
okay.
we'll go with it.
Sue Summers.
No, I think it is.
Sue Summers?
Yeah.
Johnny Summers?
Storm? No, it's Johnny Storm, isn't it?
Yeah, Sue Storm.
It's Sue Storm. Why did I think of Summers?
Scott?
I was thinking Seasons.
Scott
Summers. Oh, it's Cyclops.
Cyclops.
Okay. She gave an interview where she says, "I was very surprised at first, before any trailers were out, how negative people were being about the movie without seeing anything."
Well, that's how...
I think we had all really good reasons to be disappointed.
Oh, yeah.
But it looks a little bit better than
it looks much better, actually.
than we give it credit for. Robert Downey Jr. says Russo brothers are worthy stewards for Avengers Infinity War.
Well, thank you, Robert.
Thank you, Downey Jr.
It's Monsieur.
You need to put up a picture now.
What? Of what?
Of the entire Suicide Squad. Oh. They gave a picture. What do you think about this picture? We were talking about this.
I like it. I didn't know who the two people in the ends were.
We both didn't. And then I found out it's unconfirmed so far, but
they confirmed it.
Did they confirm it? Okay, so that's news here. Diablo is on the end of the right. You'll see on the picture.
El Diablo.
El Diablo. And Slipknot is on the far left.
Not the band.
No, not the band. You also have Katana on the bottom.
That was a big surprise.
She looks good. I didn't know she was going to even be in this movie. Then you have, I think it's, God damn it.
It's Slipknot.
Yeah.
Captain Boomerang.
Captain Boomerang, which he looks like a gangster from...
Did you notice what his shirt says?
It doesn't say Captain on it, and then he's got the duct tape
and then it's
on
Enchantress,
his shoes.
Rick Flag, Katana,
Harley Quinn,
who looks great,
Deadshot,
Croc, and...
Croc I didn't even know was going to be in this movie either. This is a surprise to me. We talked about this probably, but I forgot about it.
He is, to be completely honest, he's my favorite one out of all of them.
I don't know. I love Harley. I texted. What did I text you? I'm so damn attracted to Margot Robbie because that girl can do no wrong. She was in Wolf of Wall Street.
But for character change,
did you see what she has tattooed on her?
I heard puddin'.
Yes, I love it.
You know what the back of her jacket says?
What?
Joker's girl.
I thought it was Daddy's girl.
No, it's Joker's girl.
I saw on the front it was like Daddy's girl.
Well, that's what it says on the front, not the... I said, what does it say on the back?
And then Deadshot didn't have the mask on.
And then they released one with the mask.
You have to release that picture too.
Okay.
Put both pictures in.
Alright.
What's next to talk about?
Scrolling.
Arrow in the Flash spin-off show trailer reportedly coming later this month.
Later this month? Oh, trailer.
Trailer, yes.
Yeah, no, because I know the promo, or the pilot, is supposed to air January.
Wow, that's a quick turnaround.
Yeah.
I am surprised.
At least I think that's what they say. Don't quote me on that. I'm just...
it's actually going to be called Legends of Tomorrow instead of just Legends.
Legends of Tomorrow?
Yeah, it's called Legends of Tomorrow.
It was called something else.
It was called just Legends, we thought
Well, yeah, I thought it was called Legends of something.
Tomorrow, whatever. You have to put another picture up. We got our first look at Jubilee, which I'm really excited about.
Oh, yeah.
And our first look at younger Jean Grey.
I will post that.
So it's got to go here.
It's not going to be in your hand.
Can you put it here?
Nope.
In very sad news, Power Rangers is being delayed till 2017.
Yeah, I don't care.
I am a big Power Rangers fan. You know that.
Yeah, but that's not...
Show a picture of me meeting JDF.
No.
Please?
No.
Please! Just give
me... sad kid in there.
Just give me this, please.
Violin.
God damn it. I hate you.
You gave me the power.
I hate you. You're a terrible human being.
Oh, look at that! How sad that kitten is. It's really sad. Oh, the single teardrop.
All right, they released an Avengers lineup. Not an lineup. A marathon. We were supposed to go to it, but we didn't end up going.
We weren't supposed to go.
We wanted to. I wanted to go to it. I don't know.
I wanted to go. You were like, that's too long!
No, I said it was great. I wanted to do it. It was 25 movies. I don't even
25 hours.
Hours. I keep getting that confused. And now they're doing a Star Wars marathon, which we're going to do regardless.
Oh, yeah.
And watch all 6 films.
Okay.
And yeah.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
They're doing it in AMC theaters.
Neat.
It should be cool. Mark Ruffalo gave another interview where he was talking about doing a standalone Hulk movie.
Hulk.
And he said that Fox still owns the rights.
I thought Universal had the rights.
Whatever studio
Universal
has
the rights.
And he wants to do a Planet Hulk movie, but he can't right now. And if you've watched Avengers, you know why they're talking about that at the end of the movie.
Well, you kind of just spoiled it for everyone.
Yeah, at the end of the movie, something happens. And the Avengers is making a shit ton of money right now. It did not beat Avengers 1, but it's the second biggest opening in history.
You skipped very important news, by the way.
Which one? What did I skip?
What do you mean, which one?
I don't know what you're talking about.
That one.
That one? Okay. You gotta put another picture up.
That's fine by me.
It's
important news.
We got a first look at Casey Jones, Stephen Amell as Casey Jones.
Stephen Amell as Casey Jones. With no long hair, hockey mask though.
How do you feel about it?
Looks great.
I wanted him to have longer hair. But,
I don't care.
But on Arrow, he had shorter hair this week, and he looks pretty damn cool. Avengers is making a shit ton of money, obviously. Loki's scene was actually cut from Avengers. Joss Whedon was telling us in an interview.
What was his scene?
He was supposed to... Because how did they get the scepter? They were supposed to be talking about that.
It
was a little back scene. What else? Apparently, Kevin Feige is going on a big tour, more talking tours, and he says there's 2 different Infinity Gauntlets in this universe. Really? How do you feel about that?
I'm confused.
So Thanos has one, and I think the Collector has the other one.
Or Thor has the other one.
Or Thor has the other one.
Because remember in Thor, the first movie, or was it the Avengers?
It was Avengers 2.
No, it wasn't. Wait, was it Avengers?
We had the flashbacks.
No, not that one.
Which one are you talking about?
There's a scene, I believe it's in Thor, where as the camera's panning, if you pause it at a certain moment, there's an Infinity Gauntlet.
It ended up with the Collectors. They gave you didn't see Thor.
Yeah, I didn't see Thor 2.
They in the second one they give Civ and someone else, I forget who it was. It's one of the other warriors. They give it to the Collector, just the Infinity Gauntlet.
Just because?
Well, they wanted to keep it safekeeping.
How's he gonna?
Remember in Guardians how the place blew up? Well, yeah, that's how Thanos got it. But I think he still has one if he does it. He does. He also said, Kevin Feige says he wants the X-Men movie rights back to Marvel.
Oh, to Marvel. I was very confused by that.
So I really want that to happen because we need Avengers 3 and 4 to be big movies. But what they're setting up within the new Avengers movies, there's this big spoiler. But I'm not going to spoil it. Go watch the movie. There's
a big spoiler, but I won't.
I won't spoil it. Stuff happens. New Avengers are kind of introduced.
Good job, Zach.
I can't wait till this guy gets signed as Spider-Man, but he's tied with
There's 2 people.
Tom Holland. Butterfield. I just love it.
Butterfield.
Ace the Butterfield. They're the top runners for Spider-Man.
For Speedray Boy.
Speedray Boy. Did you hear about this? The Pokemon one?
Oh, yeah, I did.
The Pokemon... We've never talked about Pokemon on the show, but we're a nerd show, so we can talk about it. One of the Pokemon that inspired a Pikachu is facing endangerment. How do you feel about that?
I'm going to go murder anyone that murders one of them.
That's what happens. And in Joker news from Suicide Squad, David Ayer might have tweeted out that the Joker photo was a troll. Well, he kind of joked about it when he tweeted it out that
it's the Joker. What do you expect?
But it might not be the actual Joker look, which we were reporting on that it might not actually be the look he has in the movies. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson turns 43.
That's
last
not
week.
news.
I think it's news.
That's news.
It's news.
That's not.
Rock.
You just wasted 3 seconds of everyone's
Shazam is 43. We need to talk about it.
No, he's not.
Okay.
Because he plays Black Adam.
Black Adam is 43. God, I hate you.
Oh, way to use your
Free comic book day happened the other day. How was that? You went to it?
Fun.
Did you get any good comic books?
I got the Secret Wars #0.
How was that?
They're setting that up perfectly. And in the back, guess what was there?
What?
The Attack on Titan versus Marvel.
How was it?
From what I read, it was...
It only a couple pages, I'm
guessing? Yeah, it was freaking awesome!
In news, I think you like to hear.
Maybe.
Grey Hulk was actually supposed to be in the Avengers movie.
I would not have liked to seen that.
Really?
It would have confused everyone.
Interesting.
It would have confused everyone.
Why? Why do you think so?
Let's see. We had the first Avengers movie. Okay, there's Bruce Banner. He's fighting everyone. He's Big Green Hulk. Second movie comes out. Bruce Banner. He turns into Hulk, and he's great.
And he's great.
What?
Is he the Grey Hulk, or is it a different Hulk?
I'm not sure. It could be David Banner, his papa.
David Banner, his papa.
Yeah, you never saw the Hulk movie.
Yeah, he wasn't the Grey Hulk. He was an electrical monster thing, whatever he the frick was. There's an interesting theory going around. I'm going to talk about it. About the things that are holding the Infinity Stones are spelling out Thanos' name.
I read that.
The Tesseract, the Ether, which is spelled with an A, the Scepter.
It's the Aether.
The Ether.
That's
what they called it. It's A silent. The Scepter and the... What was the other one?
Orb of Ronan.
The Orb. The O. And then the two left are H and N. So I'm wondering what those two are.
Ham.
Oh my god, we need a ham.
And Nocturnal Emissions.
Okay, we just went a little too far with that one. Okay. Good job, Dante. You're a good human being.
And since we're a video game channel,
segues are fun.
Batgirl will be featured in the Arkham Knight game.
As DLC. Have you seen the Arkham Knight DLC pack? It is terrible. Huge. It is terrible.
What?
6 months, they've announced 3 things. And it just looks terrible. I'm not a big fan of it. I'm getting the game, but yeah, I'm not going to be happy about it getting that. I'm not going to play as Batgirl. I don't care.
I will.
I don't care.
I hope they keep the online from Origins, because that was so much fun.
I wasn't a big fan of it.
You didn't play? Did you play the online?
You had me play it. Yes, I wasn't.
And you didn't like it?
I was a bigger fan of Payday.
Well, yeah, Payday's fun too.
Charlie Cox, who plays Daredevil, wants a Spider-Man and Daredevil.
His last name's the penis.
Wants a Spider-Man and Daredevil crossover.
I would love to see that. Have Spider-Man team up with the Defenders.
I don't want to see that.
Why?
No, I'm good.
You know what? I'm going to send Charlie Cox to beat you up.
He's blind. He can't. He kicked my ass.
Matt Murdock's blind.
Alright, with Avengers Age of Ultron, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is now the highest grossing movie franchise in the world ever.
Shocker.
Which I don't think it'll ever be beat with the amount of films that are coming out.
DC will beat it.
No, DC will never beat it. You know what the second is? Harry Potter. That only had 8 films.
Oh, it's not surprising, actually.
It's not surprising at all.
Even though I've only seen 3.
You've only seen 3? I thought you've seen like 1 or 2.
I've seen 1, 2, 3, part of 4, some of 7. I was very confused. That's why I stopped watching.
You picked your favorites. Spider-Man has been ranked as the most valuable comic book movie franchise.
It's...
You are a terrible human being, you know that, right?
I
hope you didn't hear that. Yeah, so I don't agree with that. I thought Batman would have been...
Nah, Batman's a pussy.
Okay.
Isn't that right, everyone? They agreed.
It's not. The first Captain America Civil War promo art reveals new suits for Cap and Iron Man.
You didn't see it yet.
I did not put a picture up.
It looks awesome.
Put a picture up.
How about you don't tell me what to do?
You have to.
Look, here it is.
Are you excited for the Attack on Titan 3DS game?
I am. I tried to pre-order it, and I couldn't get it.
Why not?
I don't know. They didn't have a pre-order thing available.
They will eventually.
Eventually.
Gwendoline Christie confirmed as Captain Phantasm. That you have to show Phasma. I can't read that. Phasma. Show a picture. It looked like Boba Fett.
Oh, that
Boba
one.
Fett looking thing.
The silver
Stormtrooper.
Mm-hmm.
That was so we thought was going to be Boba Fett with new armor. Obviously not. And also in Boba Fett news,
I have you now.
The second standalone spin-off film is going to be Boba Fett origin film. I'm really looking forward to that.
I am too.
I think that's going to be awesome.
I think it'll be the best one.
You didn't watch the movie, but I want to talk about it. Keanu Reeves is returning for John Wick 2. You have to watch the movie. It's fantastic.
Okay. Wow, that was great.
Good, I'm glad. Chris Evans says Captain America Civil War sets up Avengers Infinity War. I kind of thought it was.
How, though? We're not finished filming it.
What do you mean? I think they're almost done. Captain America 3. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it comes out next year, doesn't it?
We have an interview with Tom Hardy. I'm going to read what he said. He tells the reasons why he couldn't be Rick Flag.
It was a horrible idea, by the way.
And he said that one of his scheduling of his current movies, like Mad Max, he's going to sign off for 2 sequels. And the movie he's currently filming, The Revenant, is overshooting the Suicide Squad movie.
Yes, but The Revenant's not going to do anything compared to the Suicide Squad.
But Mad Max is.
Maybe.
If he signs off for Suicide Squad, he's got to stay in the DC universe. So
I'm sure that's not a problem.
I think Mad Max is going to be a good franchise for him.
Or if anything, he could just be asked to be killed off.
I don't think they're going to kill off Rick Flag.
They might.
They might. I don't care. But he gave an interview where he says, Warner Bros. Is my home studio, and I love them, so I was really bummed out. I wanted to work on that, and I know the script is really effing alley. I guess it's a British thing. And I also know what's going to happen with the Joker and Harley Quinn in that I won't give too much. It's fucking alley. Okay? And that whole territory is something that I would certainly... I mean, everybody loves the Joker. Everybody loves the Joker. Will Smith is a dope guy, but everybody loves the Joker. And that's going to, I think, be a very important film for fans. So apparently something big happens with Harley and Joker. Yeah. They could kill off... I don't think they're going to kill off Jared Leto, but they could kill off Harley Quinn. Which I think would be stupid, but...
I'd be sad.
I'd be very sad. In Stephen Kid's It news...
Segway!
They just casted Pennywise.
I saw.
Did you see the kid that they're gonna have him play?
He fits very well. He was the Maze Runner.
He was also in We're the Millers.
I didn't see that movie. That's my favorite piece of news.
We haven't talked about this because he was a dick at the end of the season.
Yeah, he was. He
got a little revenge. The guy that plays...
Just open it up and tells you his name. I can't
Father
remember.
Abraham.
Father Gabriel, but
Father
good job.
Abraham.
Proud of you.
No, Abraham became a pastor.
And became black?
And became black. What's his name?
Go to his name.
Seth K.
Gilliam.
Plays Father Abraham.
He was arrested for DUI and speeding and possession of drugs.
Do you think they're going to kill him off?
No.
No?
It's not going to be... He was doing 100 on the highway. They caught him for that, and then they took his blood alcohol level. It was 0.107, which is pretty high.
I think they might take him off of a...
And then they found marijuana in a cigarette.
Ooh, you had to get caught with it, didn't ya?
Yeah.
So that was news. That was a way too long news segment.
That was really long.
We're going to move on to talking about Gotham. I'm not going to talk about it because I watched the finale.
Yeah, he watched the finale.
You're going to talk about it. I'll interject with little points. And we'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
There's no commercial.
There's no commercial. I lied to you.
But to everyone that left or is leaving,
we all love you.
Good day, goodbye, meow.
Good riddance.
Well, that was rude.
I'm the rude one on this show.
You're a douche. I'm stuck. I'm stuck.
Are you stuck?
I'm free.
Good.
Whee! Here I go. Whee!
Let's talk about Gotham, and let's talk about the most important thing that happened in this episode. Bruce got his cookie.
From Bunderslaw.
And that's not an euphemism for anything. That's
just he actually got a cookie from
Let's talk about what happened with Bruce in this episode, because I think it's the shortest thing that happens.
So Alfred finds out that Selina killed Payne.
Oh, because, he reversed
and he was like, well, what's the whole fucking plan? And he was like, well, I'm gonna go to Wayne Enterprise and just try to, sneak in.
This is after he goes to Wayne Enterprise.
Oh, alright.
He doesn't reveal his master plan before it. I don't think Alfred would have let him.
I think he would.
Because Alfred's going to the funeral to pay his respects to Payne. And
he was like, he was a warrior.
I gotta do some stuff today, Alfred. We go to.
Yeah.
And then he goes to Wayne Manor and he sneaks into Bunderslaw office.
Oh, hey,
I gotta use
can I have a tour? She was like, oh, sure. And then he was like, I have to make piddles, ma'am. May I leave? And she goes, no.
Alright, I'm gonna leave you alone. I don't think you're gonna do anything weird.
No, I won't walk you.
Then he pulls the fire alarm.
And then he runs into Bunderslaw's office.
He has the key from last week.
He unlocks the cabinet, and there's nothing in it. And Bunderslaw walks in, and he's like, hey, I knew you were gonna be here.
I knew you'd be here all along. Hey,
Does he just walk into his office all the time and do that?
Yeah,
though?
yeah.
I knew you would be here. There's no one here.
I'm the cleaning service.
Consuela, get out!
And they have a really intense conversation.
Yeah,
because Bunderslaw knows what's up, and Bruce knows what's up. And he's like, Bruce, you better take this cookie. There's only one time in your life you're going to offer a cookie, basically.
No, that's not it. He says, when I was a boy...
people used to offer me cookies all the time. Let me take them.
A man offered me a cookie, and I didn't accept it. And
Children, don't say no to cookies, unless they're from Bunderslaw.
Unless they're from Bunderslaw.
I thought it was going to be poison.
I just thought it was a cookie.
I thought it was going to be poison.
It was wrapped in plastic.
Because I thought what was going to happen is Lucius, who comes in, Lucius Fox, we finally meet, who comes in this episode, and he basically
Morgan Freeman reprising his role.
No, it wasn't Morgan Freeman.
Young Lucius Fox.
It was young Morgan Freeman as young Lucius Fox from back in time.
Yeah.
No, I forget the actor's name, but he did a pretty good job.
He did awesome.
The little bit he was in. And he basically gives Bruce a clue.
And he's like, that's all I can say.
But before that, Bunderslaw tells him, your father
knew
what was going on.
Yeah.
Your father had secrets.
And then Lucius tells him, your father was a good man. He
stoic man.
Yeah, he was a stoic man. He may have known what was going on, but he did things behind the scenes, too. So, that was that storyline. It was fun. Then he told Alfred, and Alfred was like, you bastard.
And then he beat his ass.
And then,
You got an ass woman he deserved since the beginning of the season.
So I want to jump to the Riddler's thing. He's been trying to get rid of the body the whole time.
That was so stupid. That was one of the biggest gripes I had. The whole Enigma thing I had.
Why?
Because all he does, he brings these 2 big suitcases into the precinct, and he's like, nothing's wrong here.
Nobody likes Enigma.
I know. I get.
So if he walks in with suitcases, they're like, if I ask, he's gonna talk to me.
He's gonna give me a riddle.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna enjoy it.
So they were just like, screw it. Let him.
He goes into the morgue area, and he tries to dispose of the body.
It's not a morgue area, is it?
Yeah, it's where the dead bodies are.
No, it's the autopsy area.
Morgue, autopsy, whatever.
2 different places.
And he's trying to acid the shit up, and Kringle comes in, and she's like, have you seen my dead boyfriend?
He's like, dead boyfriend? What? I hardly knew her. And she's like, okay.
He probably skipped out of town. He probably left. And then he's like, maybe he wrote you a note. Hint, hint, I'm gonna write you a note.
And then he gives her the note, and she's like, look at this. And he goes, maybe you just gotta read between the... This was awesome, by the way.
Read between the
he
lines.
says, maybe you gotta read between the lines. And she, like, storms out of her office, and she's like, yeah, or maybe he's just a jerk. And he brings a piece of paper over to the note, and the first letters of each sentence, of each line says Nigma. And he goes, just read between the lines.
No, but what made me laugh was before he gives her the note, he's in the, he's disposing of the body, and she comes in, she's like, oh, what's this dead guy? What was his from? And he's like,
chainsaw accident?
Yeah, chainsaw accident. And I'm like, holy shit, he's dark. And he's like, I need you to leave now. I gotta work on my work. And I'm like,
well, no, he says, there was an accidental chainsaw incident.
I didn't really like Nick was part of this episode. You liked this episode more than I did.
I did, very much.
What pissed me off the most was what happens to the ogre, because they took him out very quickly.
They did, but they... Remember the election commissioner?
They don't handle the villains well this entire season. So they get... We find out more about Ogre.
We find out he was disgusting. He was gross and...
We told about that last week.
Did we?
But he's torturing Barbara at this point because I thought they were going to make Barbara interesting, how she was going to go crazy.
That was your first mistake.
But I watched the finale, so I know what happens.
Yeah, but then he kind of says, like, alright, if you want to be with me, you got to do one thing. And she's like, what's that?
Tell me who you want me to kill.
Yeah, and she's like,
He's like, I will kill you. I will slice your throat and not think twice about it.
Who to kill.
And then
she's like, Mommy and Daddy.
I thought she was going to say Leslie.
I thought she was going to say Gordon.
That would have been too easy, because he was looking for him anyway.
Well, yeah.
But she's like, kill my parents! And then they go to the parents' house.
They kill the parents, and she's like, hi, Mom and Dad, this is my psycho boyfriend. We're gonna kill you!
And she's like, we don't have to do this, right? And he's like, if you love me, you will. And then he goes after her, and then it goes to commercial. I'm like, okay. Okay, so that's where the, So, before we get to the end of the episode, which I hated, we get to the part where Harvey has to go to the nightclub. The famous nightclub. And
that was great.
I hated this part. I really did.
It was this whole, like, bondage, like...
It was like sounds you got off the computer of pigs, chainsaws, and people.
Okay, so the club was basically just this bondage...
It was a fetish club.
Yeah,
it was a fetish club.
And so they said, this is our entertainment for the night, someone and someone. And it cuts to Harvey, and he just starts looking disgusted, and you hear a woman laughter, a guy laughing...
And a pig.
A pig, a chainsaw... More pig, more laughter.
And he's like, alright, we gotta have this JCPD.
He's just in disgust, and he's like, JCPD, nobody move, and everyone moves.
We missed the part about Penguin, how, I
was gonna come back to that last, because that was like the best part.
Well, but what Gordon has to do.
Well, that's...
Okay, so Gordon has to find a way to get to this nightclub as he finds out that this guy has gone there before. Yeah. So he goes to Penguin.
He just owes Penguin another favor.
He's like, Penguin, I owe you one. And then Penguin's like, you better owe me one.
Bitch.
And he gives him an invitation. Harvey goes off. Yeah. And then they find out where... This was stupid. Okay. Harvey finds out some information. They arrest everybody. And he's like... Alright, miss, one of the victims that got away before he started killing, she's like, oh, I don't remember much, but I remember what was across the street.
Well, no. You don't remember each, they showed the one victim that was like his 12th victim.
Yeah.
She looked at the sign.
Yeah.
When Barbara was in the apartment, she looked at the sign.
I thought that was, like,
It's a giant glowing neon sign. I was like, you're gonna remember that.
But she have told somebody before. I get that he kills.
You were almost just murdered.
But no, he hadn't started killing at this point. Why wouldn't she have revealed? That's just one of the gripes I have.
She's scared.
I don't care if you're scared. You tell somebody. Even in
I'm gonna torture you for a while.
You heard it here. Yeah. You heard it here. He's gonna cut this out, but you heard it here.
No, man. I'm gonna keep it all in. I'm gonna torture you for a while and see what you remember and see what you tell.
I'm gonna be like, I was in Dante's basement. Go arrest this man.
We were playing video games. I'm scared.
I'm scared. Help me.
So they find Milo Ventimiglia
because he calls Gordon.
Yeah.
Before he goes to the parents' house, and he's like. She's safer with me than you ever will be. And he's like, I hear a train. I hear a bridge.
Where's that near?
Oh, Barbara's parents' house.
And then Dora jumps out and she's like, where are we going?
Harvey's like, we gotta go. And so they get to the house and they're going through it. And this scene I actually freaking love because it's a suspenseful as shit.
Oh, yeah. And you see Gordon go into the living room where they were murdered, and then Harvey goes upstairs.
No, Barbara comes out. She's like, hey, Gordon, what are you doing?
She's like, Jim?
Are you here to be killed too?
Knife fight!
And then Harvey's upstairs, and he gets knocked out by the ogre. And then
thrown down the stairs.
He comes down, and he tries to go after Gordon. Gordon tussles with him.
And grabs the blade, and I was like,
that was crazy. And then he grabs Barbara, and he's like, she's safer with me. I'll kill her right now. And he's like, hands off the broad, you dame. I thought I wanted to be 1950s cop, because this is where it should be said.
You said hands off the bride.
Hands off the broad, dame.
You said bride.
Hands off the bride, dame, because they do get married.
And dame is the woman.
Nah, I want to call the ogre the woman. I think it's better.
That's rude.
I'm telling
Milo.
Tell him. I would love to meet him. He's awesome.
But, so then... What's his name? Harvey
comes out of nowhere.
And he's like, booga booga!
And he scares him. He's like, boom! And he shoots him in the head. I was like...
Oh, no, he distracts him and he's like, what was that?
And boom!
Let me just extend my neck out further.
And give him a perfect shot. And they killed off the ogre. And I thought they were going to save him for the finale. Yeah. I was like, they gave him one really good episode and they gave him a really good half episode.
Yeah.
And then they killed him off. I don't like how they've handled any of their villains.
Except the Penguin and Riddler.
Yeah, mid-level villains. Like villains of the week. I don't like how they've handled any of them. But if they would have made this entire season about the ogre...
We can discuss this more next week during the finale.
We can. But I just want to point out, if they would have made this the entire season of the ogre...
Yeah.
This would have been, amazing TV. And it would have been... Because they've kind of forgot about the main murders. I honestly feel like
it would have been repetitive.
No, I think they gave them little villains in between, but the overarching villain is the ogre that they're coming after. And I think it would have been made, if they would have made it not 22, I think 22 episodes, and made it 13, been perfect.
I don't know. But then the Penguins part, which was probably the best thing about this, was...
Yeah, I think it's repetitive, but I get what
he's apparently setting everyone up for a surprise, and he tells one of the...
Does the assassin, yeah.
Yeah, one of the hitmen.
We're gonna leave guns for you.
The guns are there in Maroni's bar. When he goes in there, I want you to go and kill him, and blah, blah, blah. So the hitman goes, grabs
Before that, he's like, I want you to tell Maroni before you kill him some last words. And we don't find out what it is until he gets there.
Yeah.
To set up what's about to happen. So he gets to the bar, and he's like, I have some last words for you from Falcone. Yeah. Not from Penguin. He's like... I didn't want to do this, but I have to kill you.
And he grabs the gun, and then he aims it, and click, click.
The firing pin is not going off.
And then they get murdered, and he goes, you tell Falcone that I'm coming for him.
Oh, wait, I'll tell him myself, and he shoots him in the face. Oh, no, he says, you don't have to be alive to tell him, and he shoots him in the face.
And then they start...
Butch comes back to the, they start shooting up the places, and the GCPD's on watch. Yeah. And then it goes back to Penguin, and Butch goes up to him, he's like... The plan didn't go right. They killed the assassin.
And Penguin's in there, and he goes, no, the plan went perfect.
He's like, I took out the firing pins out of both guns, and he's like, I set up Falcone and Maroni. Yeah. And boom, finale's coming up, so we got Penguin dealing with Maroni and Falcone.
Fish coming back to Gotham.
Fish coming back to Gotham, which is obviously going to happen.
Bruce dealing with secrets.
Yes, and
the GCPD trying to figure out this whole... gang war.
Yeah, so it all comes to a head next week.
And the Riddler. Let's see what happens with him.
I've already know what happens, but I'm not going to spoil anything because...
Let's see.
You guys will see it next week when we talk about it, but I've already watched it. I'm not going to spoil anything. But let's go on to The Flash.
The Flash.
Whee!
Alright, we just had an argument off screen about what's about to happen.
So,
but let's get to...
The really only important stuff is what happened at the end.
No, the entire episode's important. I think, in my opinion.
Why?
They show a lot of flashbacks to when...
This was the trap, by the way.
This is, I think, one of the best episodes they've ever done.
Oh, yeah.
I put it right up there with the Trickster episode.
Oh, yeah.
As my favorite of the season because of what happens. Tom Cavanaugh, who plays Harrison Wells, was so good in this episode.
Yes.
Like, unbelievably, how he goes from the scene when he's in the hospital with Barry, when Barry's incapacitated.
Yeah.
My favorite Harrison Wells moment.
He's like, I can kill you now.
I can kill you young,
but I need you.
But we're gonna go through some wars in the future. I could kill you right now. And he goes starts vibrating,
and he's like, I can do it.
And I'm like, awesome.
But then at the beginning, where they're talking to Gideon.
Yes.
And she's like,
I know who you are.
Well, yeah. He goes, do you know who I am? She goes, of course. You're Barry Allen.
You're the Flash.
You're the leader
director of
something.
No, the director
some of the
of
GCPD.
The forensic department.
Yeah, the and then she says, you've also established a
you're the founder
of the
and
then they get cut. She gets cut off.
And we're like,
reason.
What?
It could be Justice League, Justice Society of
I think
America.
they should call it the Justice Society. Get it away from the Justice League.
Or Justice Incorporated.
Nah, it sounds stupid.
It does.
That's what you're calling your podcast.
Justice Incorporated?
Yeah, the Justice Incorporated podcast.
No, that's really stupid.
You just wanted to call this team name the Justice Incorporated, right?
I said it as a joke.
No, you did it. You were serious about that.
Oh yeah.
You were all
okay. Back to the episode.
That's not the argument we're having.
We have to stop going on tangents.
We love tangents.
So, then he's like, Gideon, can you they see Harrison Wells on his way, and he goes, Gideon, can you
maybe just forget everything we talked about in these 10 minutes?
And she's like, of course. And he goes, wait. Why?
I'll listen to anything you say.
And he goes, what? Why? And she goes, because you created me.
What?
And
first drop of this mic drop.
And then with that, she shows the article that Harrison Wells has been looking at, and it's written by Iris
West Allen.
West
hyphenated. It comes back in this episode for why we
Then inside the article, it talks about how Green Arrow, the Atom, and Hawkgirl.
They didn't say the Atom.
Did they say Firestorm?
It was Firestorm,
Green Arrow,
Flash,
and they say Green Arrow.
They never said in the episode though, Hawkgirl.
Well, yeah,
that was just speculated. We don't. It's in the article.
No, it's in the article.
I know.
It
says put a picture up of the article. Put a picture up of the article.
Pictures are for news.
Picture.
There's no picture. You just look like an idiot now.
I'm gonna start editing these videos.
No,
There's gonna be a picture. Okay, whatever. And then we get to Harrison's basically helping him deal with the fire. Where his chief's his captain's the boss is in, his husband's in, soon to be husband because he's dealing with the wedding, and he goes to the building and he's like, "How do I get all these people out of here?" And he's like, "Flap your arms like a bird."
No, he doesn't.
He tells him that. That's what I heard.
He said, that's not even what he was doing. He was doing this
like a bird.
What bird?
This is how birds get in the flight. Okay.
I said, move your arms in a circle and create a vacuum, and he starts to, and then fire hits him in the face, and he's like,
I gotta be more like a bird!
he's like, faster, Barry, faster! And he's
I believe in you.
Right.
And it's like the father-son aspect of this.
So he does it faster, and then he sucks all the fire out. Don't understand how, but I guess that's...
Because the oxygens get out. He's sucking in all the oxygen, so the fire disperses. You need oxygen to start a fire. This is basic science. Come on.
It's like you needed fire.
Take your science classes
touch
in
me.
your head. And in this episode, Eddie is trying to ask Joe for his blessing to marry.
And Joe's like,
And then Eddie goes up to Barry and he shows him the ring. And he's like, "So can you talk to Joe?"
I liked her, so I wanted to put a ring on it.
Basically, and he's like, Iris Thong. That has a good ring to it. And Barry's like, "I think she's gonna want it to be hyphenated." And I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then this episode, they're trying to set up Harrison to confess so that Barry can get his father out, and they give Cisco the lucid dreaming glasses, and
which look like the Vibe glasses.
He does, which I think is leading up to the Vibe.
Yes.
And they're trying to go back into his dreams to get him to confess. So they get to his dreams and they find out that he did kill Nora Allen, and he does end up killing Cisco.
Yes.
And he wakes up and he's like, "We need to get a real confession. We have to reenact all the stuff that happened that night."
Yeah.
So they set up this entire plan where they're gonna set him up basically how it happened before. Yeah. And Barry and Joe are gonna be there too.
I like that they were just hiding.
Yeah.
They're like,
and then Harrison Wells comes back from a lecture he's doing. He tells Caitlin, I'm going to go meet him down in the bunker.
Yeah, he's like, what's he doing?
And then the entire scene happens again, like it did.
Yeah, and he stands up and he's like, I am Reverse Flash.
And my favorite unintentional funny moment of the entire season happens is when he's going to kill Cisco
Because
again.
if you've seen the episode, he does the vibrating hand thing. And
Barry and Joe are watching it, and all you see is the shot of Harrison Wells just coming after him like a fucking shark.
He's got his hand like this, and
then
Cisco's like, guys, hurry up!
Cisco reverses the force field to stop metahumans
out. Not
metahumans, speedsters. And they have this one scene where Barry's testing it out, and he runs out and he hits a wall, he hits the container. And so,
but then you see Harrison. He's like, "You're a smart man, Cisco."
But I'm smarter.
Yeah, and he just steps through it, and we're like, "Whoa,
oh, what is going on in this episode?"
So that made me think, like, oh, maybe they have to be running fast for it to work. But
maybe they can just walk inside. So Joe gets up because he's about to shoot, and he starts shooting at him. And
Barry, bullets, and Barry's
the
like,
argument we're
no,
having.
We need the confession. And he grabs one bullet, grabs the other, but the other makes it through. And then Barry runs into the force field again, and then it shoots him in the head, and he's laying on the ground. And you see his body start
transforming back,
acting weird
to Hannibal Bates, and my jaw dropped again.
Yeah,
and I'm like, what is going on?
And then they get a phone call, and it's Harrison Wells, and he's like, so you found out my secret. Well, I thought I was going to get more use from Hannibal Bates, but I guess you can get anyone to do anything you want with the right offer.
So Barry's
freedom.
Like, so you killed him. He's like, no, I offered him freedom. You killed him. and then Barry's like, what are you doing? What? You can just kill me right now. He's like, oh, Mr. Allen, we're going to have more adventures in the future. I can't kill you now. God. And he basically is like, go check the, what do they call it? The time vault?
Yeah.
Okay, so he checks the time vault, and it's all the video of everything they've been doing the entire season.
So he's been one step ahead of them.
And I'm like, that makes sense because he's from the future, so he would know everything that's going on.
So then they're like, oh, crap, we need to go catch him. So then you see Eddie's about to propose to Iris, and the ring's gone. And then
before we go talk
Eddie's gone.
Before we talk about this, we have to talk about the flashbacks because there's one part that happens in the flashbacks. They're showing Barry in the hospital bed, and it shows the Harrison part, and then it shows Joe, how awesome Joe is in the scene with Barry, and then Iris. Like, I liked Iris' flashbacks better than I do current Iris. If I say that. And she touches Barry.
She goes to touch his hand, and a spark comes out, and she's like, ooh!
Electricity, and then
so the ring's gone, and then Eddie's gone, and then the Flash comes over, and she's like, oh, what happened?
And he's doing
like,
his face moving.
Yeah, he's like, don't worry, I'll get Eddie back. And he grabs her hand,
He goes to go away.
And she goes, Barry.
And finally, we don't have to go around with this not telling Irish shit.
But then you see Harrison throws at Eddie, and he goes, hello, Eddie.
I know you're Harrison Wells. You don't got to keep this a secret anymore.
He goes, I'm not Harrison Wells.
And then he's like, allow me to reintroduce myself. Yeah. And I'm like, Jay-Z's about to start playing. And he's like, I'm Ichabod Thawne.
And he goes, Thawne? But I've never seen you at any of the family reunions.
No, my favorite part is like, so it's all about me? And he's like, no, it's never been about you. I started laughing. I was like, that's great. But he's like, you're just an insurance policy right now. That Harrison Wells was funny in this episode.
So I mean, really, all they have to do is kill Eddie, and Thawne dies. Eobard is.
That's the whole thing that's about to happen.
But then what I really like was at the beginning they showed there's a new Flash costume. It's brighter red with the white, and Cisco goes, wait, so that actually works a lot better. But if I got the idea from this and I didn't think of it by myself, that's a quantum mess up, man.
I was like, it's a paradox. God damn it, stop thinking about it. So all around, this is one of the best episodes. It's heating up for the finale, and I think Arrow has 2 episodes left, and Flash's got 3. I thought it was Flash ends soon. Flash ends.
Oh yeah, no, you're right.
After Arrow does.
Yeah. But next week we got my favorite episode. We get Grodd.
Grodd is coming in. Did you see the promo?
Yes.
He's looking at Joe and shit. I'm like.
He's like, Joe, you dead.
This is gonna be. I think Joe's heading to being killed off. I think he is.
The captain's dying.
You think so?
Yeah.
No, I think they have to kill off a major character.
Joe is gonna become the captain.
I think they have to kill off Joe. I think the show. I love the guy.
Okay, I have a theory.
Do I like killing off black characters?
In every show.
No, yes. Listen. We're gonna talk about Arrow in a minute, but they could have done it in this episode, and it would have been perfect.
Oh, I I have a theory that Diggle's gonna die.
You agreed with me. You agreed with me.
I don't agree with Joe. I think you're being racist.
I don't think he needs to die, but...
They could kill the captain.
But why does the white guy have to die?
He's Spanish.
No, he's white.
The captain's Spanish.
No, he's white.
His last name's Martinez.
And he's a white guy.
Or Ramirez or something like that.
It's
Ez.
It's Nez.
Alright, let's go to
Let's
Arrow.
talk about Arrow. Let's get married.
Well, no. Right.
I don't want to get married.
I don't think that's a song.
Nissa doesn't want to get married.
Okay, so...
You're gonna cut all that out, aren't you?
I might throw another dance party in there for you.
You guys gotta keep watching the end of these episodes. This is hysterical.
Yeah.
So it is Darth Oliver in this episode. Al-Sahim. Darth Al-Sahim.
Yes, I just want to say, last week I said Al-Sahir. It's Al-Sahim. I messed up. My apologies. Zach's still stupid, though.
Okay. So in this episode, Roz is basically telling...
He's brainwashing him.
Yeah.
He's like, alright, you gotta do these things for me. And he's like...
And I wanted some 80s montage music, because they were doing a
Oh
montage.
my god, me too!
It would have been out of place. It wasn't a good montage.
Oh my god, if they
We're
had,
getting Oliver to the dark side.
No, I was hoping, like, Hearts on Fire.
That's like, an inspirational song.
While he's training with Ra's al Ghul and he's fighting. And then he gets knocked down and you just hear, and he helps him up. And someone please do a montage with that and just put Hearts on Fire behind it.
So Roz tells him, you need to kill my next heir. You need to kill the opponent.
You need to kill my daughter.
You basically have to kill my daughter.
Oh, we don't meet him, but we hear of Damien Dark.
Who is the owner of Hive in this. We also hear about Hive.
We don't know that.
Well, I think it's kind of obvious.
We don't know
I think it's kind of obvious.
They said one reference to Hive.
And I think it's happening.
Okay, so he was basically supposed to be Ra's al Ghul also, which is weird.
No, they were supposed to fight. Ra's was supposed to kill him.
Oh, and he didn't kill him, and he was like, bye!
And I'm gonna come back in next season!
I'm the villain!
So we're getting that for next season. That's just setting up right now.
So he basically says, you have to kill your opponent. He goes, well, who's my opponent? He goes,
my daughter.
Bum, bum,
the only thing I didn't like about this episode, which it's still a great episode, is the fact that Oliver just turns dark very quickly.
It was like a month.
I get that. I get that it's a month, but he's been the Green Arrow for 3 years, and he was on that island for 5. So for 8 years, he had this transformation from douchebag
Ra's al Ghul
kid
is very persuasive.
Especially towards the end of this episode.
Yes.
So he's like, you need to go to Starling Ceiling and find Nissa, because that's where she's at.
And he's like,
So he goes. Laurel and Nissa are still training to fight. They're fighting the villains of the week, the little drug dealers and shit.
Yeah.
So she's like, you have bad fighting style. Let's go have milkshake with fries. So they go have milkshake.
She's like a caveman.
She's a caveman.
She's like, what is milkshake?
She's like, why does everything get
Just put your fries in it.
She tastes it. She's like, this is really good.
And she's like, more.
And she's like, the good things aren't afforded to me. Good things and nice things aren't afforded to me. And then,
but I mean, this episode didn't really have much. But
I think it did have a lot of character development for Nissa, for Diggle especially. Holy crap, what happens? And Laurel has a lot of character development in this episode too.
I kind of just
she's defending Nissa's honor, and she doesn't want her to die.
Yeah,
she's basically become a mentor to her. And so Ollie comes back, and they have a big face-off, and Nissa's like, "You're not gonna take me," and he does take.
And then Team Oliver comes in, and they're like, "What?"
And Diggle's no. Then they stop him from getting her.
Yeah.
And you see Oliver on the top of the building, and he's like, "I will shoot you, Oliver." Diggle says to him, "But you need to come back. You're not this Oliver." Felicity's like, "Mr. Man, you're not this man."
Stop being a Mr. Man.
And Oliver's like, "Bob, it just he just goes off the edge."
He's just like, "I can jump from this." He does, and
jumps off. And
no, what he says, he goes, "Look, I'm Sarah."
And it pissed off everybody. So basically, Oliver now does something I wasn't expecting. Like, this is where I knew Oliver's gone.
He captures Diggle's wife, Lila.
And you see Sarah crying, you're like, no, what is going on?
Not dead Sarah, baby Sarah.
No, baby Sarah. Reincarnated Sarah.
Oh, okay. So, and they're like, well, what's happening here?
And then Diggle's going fucking crazy.
He's like, we gotta find him, we're gonna kill him. They're like, Diggle,
Felicity's like,
relax.
You're not gonna kill him, Mr. Man. And he's like, I'm gonna kill this
She's like, stop being a Mr. Man.
I told you I was bringing this back every week until the season's over.
Yeah.
So they have a big face-off. Oliver's like, bring me her, and I will.
And $1 million.
And they go and. They're planning
it's
something.
Very romantic. There's a lot of candles.
Yeah, you can see that they're planning something.
Yeah.
And Lila's talking to him. She's like, Diggle knows you're not this guy.
Yeah.
She gives a really heartfelt speech about how when he lost his brother, he's like, he couldn't find anything. And then he found that when he met you and he started doing this. And I'm like, oh, this is going to hurt. What's about to happen?
The one thing I like is Team Arrow comes in and they're like, they start giving the pat down, and they go pat down Felicity, and she's like, "Don't you do it, Mr. Man!
Don't you dare touch me, Mr. Man! I'm gonna put my foot down."
So he looks. The guy's like,
and Oliver's
Oliver, and he's like,
"It's okay.
She's
fine. She's not gonna.
I've touched her enough."
So they have Lila. And
Lila comes back, and she hugs Diggle, and Diggle's like, "Don't forget to hug Felicity." And she's like, "What's that doing?"
We don't have to do anything. And then Felicity's got guns.
And
she gives it to her.
So then they start having a shootout and a sword fight, and
my favorite fight scene, probably the
they almost
season.
killed Diggle.
I was so surprised. That's what I'm telling you about. Yeah. But they've said that Diggle has a bigger part in season 4.
But then he's like, he goes to
stab him,
Diggle, and then an arrow comes out of nowhere into his arm. And Thea's like, "Get away from him, Mr. Man!"
No, it's Felicity. Stop killing my character. Sorry. Come on.
So I thought it was all women.
No. Thea's like, "Get away from him," like that, man.
And then he looks at his arm with the Oliver in it.
Slices it, and I'm like, Stephen Amell, Casey Jones. I can see it, and I can see it.
So then he leaves, and then they finally get Nissa, and they bring him back to Panda Narbat and
Nanda Parbat.
I like Panda Narbat.
We've had this discussion.
There's like multiple pandas running around. They're like, yay!
And they're all being killed by Ra's al Ghul for their skin. So they get to Nanda Parbat, and Ra's is like, "You must kill her now." So he's about to go
and he's
kill
like,
her.
"Stop! That's my daughter."
He's like, "We don't need any bloodshed, but I have some good use for her." And he's like, "Stand up!" And he's like, "You two are getting hitched." And I'm like, "What?"
He's not
Doesn't Batman in the comics marry Talia? And that's why he tries to become the Ra's al Ghul.
And then also, so that was basically the episode. The episode was good.
Fantastic.
But to go off of that, there was a promo, and Katana's in next week.
Ooh! We forgot to talk about the flashbacks.
They weren't important.
Also, we find out what he was looking for Raz. This leads to the flashbacks.
What? You didn't hear about the Alpha Omega.
So apparently,
so he can kill
they blow up the truck in the flashback to get out, and you find out Akiro has the virus. Akio has the virus. And Katana has the
shot.
No, the nose is bleeding.
No, his mouth was bleeding.
It was the nose into the mouth.
What? Oh.
So you find out that's how he dies. So they can't have that on the cure. And then we go to the future.
So this might make Maseo like, "Whoa, you're going to use the thing that killed my son?"
Turn him good.
Yeah.
Green Arrow side. And this is what we're leading up to.
And they build the Outsiders, and then Batman comes in.
So you see him open up Talia, so he's like, she's been a thief since she was young.
But you can't hide things from your father.
And I thought he was grabbing the blade. I was like, "You gotta cut yourself, Raz." But you got the lavish. So he opens up and he finds the Alpha and Omega. So he's like, "You're gonna give this to Starling sitting after you get married."
He's like,
gift.
Yeah. He's like, "Yay,
you're gonna destroy your city." And I'm like,
he doesn't look too excited to be married.
And I keep calling her Charlie. Nessa doesn't look too happy to be married either.
Nah, she looks fine.
She's like, "I will never marry him." And he's
Mr.
like,
Me.
"No, it's Felicity. Stop it. It's not every female character.
It should be.
It ruins the effect at that point."
It's still funny.
So that was Arrow.
That was a good episode.
It was great.
Next episode should be
the next couple episodes
fighting.
of Flash and Arrow, and Gotham's over next week. But the next couple episodes are looking to be.
Do you know what that means?
Comic Mania is coming to an end, guys. A couple weeks left. We're gonna have a big extra. No, we're not. No, we're just gonna talk about the
regular show,
and we're gonna be thankful. And we're gonna cry. Hopefully,
yes, and maybe we'll release something. Maybe we won't. I don't know. I'm just getting your hopes up for nothing.
As always, I'm Zach.
I'm Dante.
And like,
comment,
and subscribe.
And
we'll see you on the next one.
I love you. I hate you.
Yes, he does.
Bye. Wave
Bye.
with 2 hands, Zach.
No, I'm good.
Wave with.
You're gonna make this into a dance party.
Wave with 2 hands.
I am not doing what you
want.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.